Look. Young men of all ages, this is for you today. Listen closely. Express yourself. Express your feelings, feel through your feelings, and get to know yourself some more. Don't run away from it. Don't bury it with work. Don't bury it with substances. Don't bury it with distractions. Don't bury it with females. Feel through what you're feeling. You got to understand there's probably a lot of trauma. We all experience trauma. Hear me out. We all know there's so many stigmas behind a man trying to express himself or feeling through any sort of feelings. Finally, in the age where mental health is being taken more serious. Shout out to any institution, any doctors, friends, family that respect the mental health of men and those around you. As a man, if you grew up with masculinity in your house, you probably grew up with the idea of crying for weak men, be tough, thug it out. We've all heard any of these stigmas feeling something as a man or a boy from a very young age. Whether it's family, society, friends, we all get taught that you got to be a hard ass all the time and just work. The message I want to get across today is that there's more to life than working. There's more to life than putting everybody first. And trust me, I struggle with everything I'm going to talk about in this video. There's more to life than running away from what you truly feel and who you truly are. Now that there's more in the world going around about mental health, I just want to say to my fellow young men or older men or anybody who's watching, it's okay, man. It's okay to cry. You got to let it out. It's okay to feel what you're going through. It's okay to take time for yourself. It's okay to take the day for yourself. Now, I know every situation is going to be different. I don't have any kids yet, so I can't speak on a family. But I will say this. I can just tell from the men around me, as life goes on, they all get buried in those things as well. Family, life, other relationships. And I do understand as men, we're supposed to provide. We're supposed to lead. We're supposed to be strong and protect. All of that is true. But if you can do all of that for everybody else, when are you going to take the time for you, my friend? When are you going to take the time for you? Not doing things that is going to damage you more. When are you going to take the time for you to do the hard work? Yeah, it may suck in the moment. Look, I get irritated anytime I get upset. I get irritated anytime someone triggers me. But at the end of the day, it's always on me. So look, I got to revert that. I can't say somebody triggered me. I have to work on my triggers and not allow them to trigger me and work through my emotions and realize what I'm really feeling and how to respond better with another. I think as men, we constantly put others before ourselves. And the struggle is that's part of our job in our DNA, right? Is to provide, protect, do those things I just said. But more of the message I want to get out again is men are humans too. We have emotions too. We have a life too. We have fun things that we want to do too. We have friends we want to see too. We deserve friends around us that are going to take care of us. We deserve self-care days. Ain't nothing wrong with that, my friend. You are a human too. And that's what I'm trying to get on here to say. It seems like society, relationships, friendships, money, struggles, all of these things have conditioned men to think that our feelings don't matter or that our feelings are less important or that we should just thug it out and toughen it out and bury it for another day. Listen, my friend. You've played the game Jenga. You keep stacking it, you keep pulling, that motherfucker bound to fall eventually. Problems don't get solved by running around them. Humans have this idea that we can just deal with things later, but we've all experienced that trying to deal with things later just causes more buildup for you. It causes a domino effect. It causes you to snap out. Most men out there have anger issues or have depression or PTSD, all these symptoms that men struggle with, and we often feel like we don't have an outlet or we don't have nobody we can speak to. My friend, go get some therapy, go take a walk outside, confide in the friends and family that support your mental health, read a book. Man, I've been getting into reading and writing. Write something down, man. Write your feelings down. And look, even me, when I started writing, I was thinking, man, I don't want nobody to find this notebook one day. Fuck them! You gonna find them, you gonna find it. At the end of the day, ain't nothing in this room I can take with me, dog. We can't keep worrying about another's point of view or another's opinion or looking weak to another person. It's not weak to feel through your feelings, man. To me, I actually think you're weak and you're fraudulent if you don't feel through your feelings. Hear me out. don't you think it's more weak of you to avoid reality? If you have to be so strong to manage reality and society and work, don't you think it's weak of you as a man not to address what you really feeling inside? Don't you think it's weak as you as a man to walk away from your problems? Your standards might be a little different than mine, but I would say that's weak of any individual. You gotta face what you're going through, man. Again, the problems don't get easier by veering around them. I don't have a child in the family yet. I have my intermediate family that I'm blessed with. So I understand I can't speak too much on that position. But I just want to point out, if you have a child, if you have a family, if you're overwhelmed with what you're going through as a man, if you can do all of that, you can take the time to set aside for you. I know it's hard. I know it's overwhelming. I know you're stressed. I know you got all this judgment in your head. I know you're being a hard ass to yourself and telling you quit fucking crying and raise your head and you don't need to feel this and I got to do this. I know what you're going through. We can all relate to this as men. But my brother, look what you do on a daily basis. Just reflect and see. Count your wins, man. Reflect on your accomplishments. Look at what you do every week and day by day. If you can wake up and push through that and keep going and provide for your family, then you can wake up an extra hour or stay up an extra hour or dedicate an extra hour to yourself and your feelings. Like daily. I mean, you got to do something damn near daily, because when you have all those things piling up, you have more and more emotions coming to you that you're just stacking on emotions that never got dealt with, bro. If we can manipulate our days to do the things we need to do in terms of work, family, whatever, you can do it for you too, my friend. That's why we bicker and argue so much, is because we have the weight of the world on our shoulders and we just keep burying things. So how many times have you caught yourself projecting your anger through the day on your wife, your kids, your best friends, your sisters, your nieces and nephews? And now look, I ain't a doctor. I ain't diagnosing nobody. I don't know your situation, obviously. But I do know this. Everybody has some form of trauma. And that's where people in the world and society try to degrade levels of trauma. It doesn't matter if you were in the streets. It doesn't matter if you were in the war across the world. It doesn't matter if you were driving trucks. It doesn't matter if you were in a doctor's office, if you were in the emergency vehicle. It doesn't matter what form of PTSD you have. PTSD is PTSD. Stop belittling another for whatever level of PTSD they have. We still have PTSD that we go through too. We still have emotions that we go through too. We still have wants and needs. So why is it that we live in a society where it's like the genders are separated, man? Men need women and women need men. We're put here to reproduce and a lot more things. We are all at an equal level. We feel similar things. We go through similar things. So to wrap all this up, my friend, I say, don't ignore what you're feeling. Don't you think it's a hell of a lot stronger of you to go through those things, to count what you went through and say, damn, I did that? Don't you think that feels a lot better? And then to take a look at what you're still doing, clap it up for yourself. Whoever needs that, good job. Straight up, man. Don't you just stop and think for a second. Like, you're dealing with all of this, and you know it's a lot, but you're still dealing with it, and you're doing it, and you're making it happen. Clap it up for yourself. Now turn around and see, damn, if I work on these hard internal things, how much easier will it be to navigate the external things? Everybody goes through a lot, and everybody deserves appreciation and a pat on the back. But when you look at all you're going through, and then you start continuing to do the hard work that you know a lot of people are not doing in the inside, I think that makes you a fucking warrior. And you're a badass. So don't let nobody's emotion override yours. You have emotion too, brother. You deserve everything else that anybody else in this world deserves. We need to stop the gender roles. We need to stop comparing PTSD. We need to stop comparing pain. We need to be more humble. We need to be more thoughtful. It's not just going, this last part is not going for men. This is going for everybody in general. Before you go, don't you think it's more important to really get to know yourself? Do you want to go and think of, damn, I didn't do none of the things I said I wanted to do, or said I would do, or dreamed to do? choose your hard, brother. It's hard either way. It's hard to bury your feelings and just keep thugging it out and be miserable every day. We all know a miserable man when we see one, or a man in pain. It's just as hard, if not even more hard, to work through your trauma, things you've been through, what you're feeling, to give yourself grace and be calm as you're becoming a new person. When you start to dig into all these things, you're going to feel a lot more things that might aggravate you even more, because we all struggle to feel as men because we get told that's being a punk or a crybaby. I'm all about old school love and I'm all about tough love. But one thing I'm not going to do is tell anybody to avoid or ignore their feelings. It's real. But one thing I'm learning, filter through your rational and irrational thoughts. That'll help a little more diving in on your feelings. But they're there and they're worth addressing. Don't run from it. Face all your problems. Face everything you desire and want. It's out there for you, brother. And if you're doing the hard shit now, the harder stuff is possible. And as they always say, if you woke up today, you woke up for a reason. It was a rough morning for me today. I woke up at 3 o'clock today and I was so frustrated. I'm dealing with a lot. But God blessed me to get on here and help another and motivate another. And I genuinely hope this touches you. And I genuinely hope you give more attention to what you're going through and what you're feeling. Don't ignore it, bruh. Don't ignore it. We're humans too. Expressing yourself at the deepest, most vulnerable levels and being honest with yourself is way more powerful than anything you can imagine. Way more powerful than the struggles that you're dealing with right now. It's going to turn you into a completely new person to deal with battles you never thought possible before. Emotional regulation is important. Male or female, it doesn't matter. Feel through it and get to know yourself, because you have to deal with yourself more than anybody else. You spend more time in here than anything else. Give up the vices. Don't turn the vices and numbing yourself out and numbing what you feel. The hardest reality for me to accept when dealing with this back injury is realizing a lot of things I were doing was just Band-Aid treatments. It'll come right back. To add to that, it's hard to realize that you can't really truly feel what you're feeling and dissect it if you're numbing it out every day, every other day, or every time the problem comes up. You can't feel through the pain if you can't feel the natural responses. Does that make sense? So there are healthy vices too that can benefit you more. Turn to those healthy vices. Google it, figure it out for you. Like I said, reading, writing, meditating. It's interesting how at least meditating, spiritual, writing, nature walks, it's interesting how those work for about 90% of humans. Everybody has a struggle, bro. Which side are you going to be on? The struggle that destroys you, or the struggle that turns you into a freaking lion, into a whole new human being you didn't even see possible? Let go of the vices and find healthy ones. For the sake of our sanity, can we stop saying, oh, that's just the way it is, that's just life? No! Life is what you make it. Granted, there are some common factors about life, like we all die, but life is what you make it. When my grandma say, this world is nothing but your playground, go out and play with it. And she also say, look, they can't fuck with me because I can't fuck with my damn self. They can't fuck with you because you can't fuck with your damn self. So look, that's not just life. It's what you're allowing it to be. I know that hurt. It hurts me sometimes too. Make a change. Take care of yourself and take care of your health. Don't lose your vision.